Iran is a great nation, and the Iranian people are the stewards of a proud and accomplished civilization. Throughout their nation's history, Iranians have made spectacular contributions to the arts and sciences, to literature and learning. These achievements have not only benefited Iran, they have added to the development and enrichment of all mankind. And so it is with profound sadness that we think today of all the potential of the Iranian people that has been suppressed and squandered over the past 30 years by the rulers in Tehran. I know that the Iranian government is singing the praises of their revolution today. But Iranians are not fools. They know what the real legacy of the past 30 years is. Iranians know that the government in Tehran has ruined their nation's economy and kept them isolated from the promise of trading and engaging with the world. Iranians are right to ask how much better off they would be if all of the money, the billions and billions of dollars that Iran's rulers have spent sponsoring terrorist groups, tyrannizing their people, and building weapons to threaten the world, were instead devoted to creating jobs, educating young people, and caring for the sick. Iranians are right to wonder why a country so blessed with natural resources cannot meet the basic needs of so many of its own citizens, and yet corrupt members of the ruling elite are stuffing the wealth of their nation into their own pockets. The rulers in Iran seized power 30 years ago, promising justice and better lives for all. But now they throw innocent Iranians in prison without proper trials. They mistreat and torture Iranians in jail. And they beat and murder Iranians in the streets for trying to speak freely and exercise their basic human rights. The world watched in horror as Iran's rulers inflicted all of this abuse and more upon peaceful Iranian protesters after the flawed elections last June. But the world also watched in awe as courageous Iranians risked everything for freedom and justice. We Americans reflect with sympathy on Iran's continuing struggle for human dignity and human rights. Our country seeks a relationship of peace and prosperity with Iran, and it is incredibly unfortunate that the Iranian government seems determined to keep the relationship between our two countries mired in the past by funding and arming violent groups that threaten our citizens and our allies, by building a nuclear weapons program in violation of Iran's own agreements and multiple UN Security Council resolutions, and by spurning repeated American efforts to reach out respectfully to resolve our differences in peace. The United States of America has no eternal enemies. We can overcome even the most painful parts of our own history, as we're doing now with countries like Vietnam. So today, on this solemn anniversary of the hostage crisis in Iran, we honor our fellow Americans whose lives were forever altered by that tragic day. But we also look forward to a new day, a better day, when the long nightmare of the Iranian people is over, and when our two nations share a relationship of mutual security, mutual respect, and mutual advantage. Mr. President, I suggest the absence of a quorum.
The clerk will